What's up, guys? Francis and Dave. So it's the first day of Chinese New Year 2019, and I have something to say about my own interpretations about 10x rules written by Grant Cardone. The more I read it, the more imperative I feel about success. So if we were to remain unchanged, if we were to remain, you know, consistent with indulging and probably also in the meantime enjoying the peace we have on hand, we will never ever attain success. So if we wanna make some positive changes, we are gonna have to put in effort, work, and blood and sweat. Maybe it takes all of those work, all those tears, sweat, blood. Maybe it will only take sweat, maybe not necessarily blood, but in any event, regardless, it will take work. You will have to spend your time. You will have to spend your time focusing your effort and maintaining your focus on whatever things you choose to do, and on whatever goals and objectives you are about to compel yourself to accomplish. So 10x rule. Basically, so far I perceive 10x rules as a draft agenda, or at least a draft mini a draft schedule of action plans with collateral scale and magnitude. Yes, if you try your very best writing those necessary, tabulating all the information, all the action plans, all the schedules into several tables, you will begin to notice there are several blanks that needs to be filled, which means that's exactly what we are currently missing. Things we have missed, and in the meantime, the accomplishment of certain goal or success necessitates such action to be taken. Let's say, for example, if you wish to, let's say, change what others think of you, you have to present them with tangible, noticeable, and visible results or outcomes of certain tests, trials, or tournament. So if you ever claim that somebody is the one who has problems against you, that sort of thing, it won't help. And though I do not fully deny the necessity of occasional complaints and catharsis or reconciliation between all those disoriented brains and thoughts. Um, if you keep indulging in those thoughts, it will get you nowhere. Trust me, it will get you nowhere but an infinite loop of agony and confusion. So yeah, so 10x rules. I have to admit, it brings me hope. It's the only book other than the Bible that nowadays nowadays still keeps bringing me hope and motivation and energy that can energize me to move forward with my broken life. Yes, everyone's life is broken, including those seemingly highly successful and highly powerful, wealthy people. Since we have to deal with other people's attitudes, hostility, doubts, disbelief, though not necessarily and specifically those people, they do not necessarily or specifically oppose us or oppose our, or at least consciously opposing our efforts. They do create, they do from time to time tend to make your effort, your confidence dissipate over time, or if I, or should I use the word diminish? People around you, no matter, how close or how strong the bonding you have managed to forge with them, they will impede your effort. They will over time impede and diminish, dissipate, and eventually can cancel off the efforts you are trying to maintain if you don't take 10x action, if you do not take massive amount of action. And when I mention the term taking action, it can include trying to recondition your mind by making a YouTube video, trying to to do some sort of in Japanese we say kibun tenkan. If you try to use that kibun tenkan method by specifically characterized by making cold calls to your friends or to your acquaintances or to some sort of prospective business partners whom you like to forge long-term partnership with. So like I mentioned last night, making cold calls, yes, it will. Yes, though making cold calls will not always bring you sales leads. It will it will become a permanent driving force that can generate a noticeable amount of self-motivation that can keep you moving forward with whatever you are trying to accomplish. Yes, I'd say making cold calls can keep your brain juiced and primed, and in the meantime it will boost your confidence if you happen to stutter like I do, not very occasionally but somewhat from time to time. Yes, when you feel you have to confront some sort of people that are hard to tackle and hard to deal with. and probably to make the matters worse, they have power over you. They overpower you. They can easily trump you in whatever things you do, while you try to make some sort of a unreasonable comparison and contrast against them, and then you find out you are the weaklings. Yes, probably we are still weaklings in comparison to those who already attained high level of success, of achievement, of accomplishments. So I do not deny such fact. However, yes. So 10x rules. It helps you. At least it gives you some sort of sense of purpose, even if currently you do not have any purpose. You do not have a specific plan of action to overcome a certain barrier that are impeding your or diminishing your current effort to achieve something. At least it will help you visualize the future you. To be honest, yes, I have always been dreaming of migrating my aspect to Australia, though I do consider the such probability quite close to zero, since I already received a rejection against my previous application for subclass 886 protection visa, and I also made a video previously explaining why applying such visa will pretty much cut off all your alternatives to migrate and get settled in Australia. But yes, a video relating to such matter will come later. If you have, since nowadays we live in a highly materialistic world, the world nowadays will only value they will only value several key attributes or things, such as money, such as energy, or you can put it alternatively, self-motivation and youth. Yes, youth does pose the foundation for further more permanent sources of self-motivation and energy. So yes, the world, most employers, most people in power still value self-motivation, because they expect to provide because they most likely and most usually they provide minimal amount or level of support to their subordinates, to their workers, under their commands, either directly or indirectly. So because I have been doing some sort of HR work, and I can relate to such fact, because I don't want work too hard training my employees, because it will seriously impede, diminish, and it will eventually kill and eliminate the chances, the potentials for my own business's growth. So yes, So 10x effort, 10x rule. The essence of 10x rule will, one of the essence of 10x rule will always, expect trouble, always anticipate. You will have to, you just have to prepare for anything and everything, and always hope for the best, but in the meantime, always prepare for the worst, So, 10x rule, and set targets that are, that suffice to get you obsessed with attaining it, such as, a significant increase of your current quality of life, characterized by better mental health, higher level of energy when you wake up in the early mornings, such as 8 a.m., 9 a.m., or probably 7 a.m. Though I don't expect you guys to wake up with a multitude, with plenty of energy for you to abuse. Even if you wake up at 5 a.m. for each day, because even myself can't maintain a level of effort so consistent that I could somehow manage to get up that early on a daily basis. That's just, I'm not saying it's not unrealistic, but it will, at the very beginning, probably crush your entire self motivation. Yes. So for those who wish to play it safe at the very beginning, I would highly recommend that you create a somewhat simulated environment for you to play with, such as by sending voice messages to your Facebook connections. They can either be your friends or your acquaintances, or people whom you don't know very well of. Yes, because nowadays Facebook already begins to stipulate that you can only voice call somebody after you have at least sent them some text messages, unless you two have already become friends with one another. Yes. So yes, that's the truth. If you like to rebuke, please feel free to post your comments with facts, not rumors, not unsupported claims. Just to avoid wasting one another's time. I highly recommend that you only post facts as comments below this video to rebuke whatever I am sharing here. So, regardless, thank you again for watching and listening. I hope this video can help us both grow, advance, evolve, and adapt to nowadays ever increasing cruel world. not just to survive, but to flourish and become successful. So perhaps tonight I should be making a pre-video in regards to that, to the matter of attaining success. So in any event, feel free to leave me a message, either on YouTube or Google Hangouts or Discord. So thank you again for watching, listening. I shall see you on the next video on YouTube. Bye bye. Cheers.